I'm going to turn this over to Martin. He has a couple of things to share with us about the Apple II Forever Awards. Hi. We each year give out Apple II Forever Awards to luminaries in our community that make the Apple II forever. And I have 3 to give out tonight. The first is kind of awkward in that we are giving it to someone who cannot accept it, him or herself. So I'm going to ask Jason to help me with that problem. Thank you. So this person has contributed to our community by getting a whole lot of floppy disk images from the Apple II community into a format that we can all access and download and now play online. And do you want to say any words?
Oh, I do. Oh, I so do. Oh, I do. Well, here, attach it to me. Oh, God, I do 2 things, talk and sleep. Oh, goodness. So this award is meant for 4AM, and I became aware of 4AM when 4AM was still a nascent Apple. Yeah, around 2 a.m. where I was being asked questions. I get asked questions from a lot of different communities, right? And so unfortunately, I've built up this reputation of, I mean, it's lucrative in both a social contract sense and in a personal sense in terms of I'm thought of as the person who archives everything to its greatest depth in every field, and isn't that great? You can bring me anything old, but that's not true. What instead I do is, well, what I end up doing is that I end up being given items from people or learning about somebody who's doing an enormous amount of work. And somewhere in the midst of time, one of the people I associate with told me they were trying to work out how to make an Apple II 10 megabyte disk that would boot into all you could play version. And I thought that at the time was a very strange thing to do. And over time I've watched, this happen where an amazing mind has an amazing amount of talent that is recognized in a lot of different places, decided to aim for a rather obscure community. This is not dissimilar to a space station technician deciding that they want to make the best off-road vehicle you could ever imagine. And while that may confuse some people, to the people in the off-roading community, they both totally get it and totally appreciate it. And there's been a level of generosity in this, just an unquestionable amount of effort and interaction and generosity that I just think is, as somebody who, again, at the least I can say, even though I'm shallow, I'm in a lot of places, is mostly unparalleled. Like, I don't have many other vintage communities, the Coco community, the Commodore community, a lot of other communities don't have a person who is doing that amount of work for that amount of little direct fame or fortune or anything else or some strange other reason. And I think that's very special. So as a result, discovering who 4AM is like discovering where your presents came from or where your tooth came from. It's not a very long walk, but it's also a walk that I chose not to take because in my life, I have had to plunge into a lot of mysteries. And there are a lot of people who are famous for something and you realize they hate it. Or there's 2 people who are famous for doing something together and you realize when you dig in that they hate each other and haven't talked for 30 years. I've got this all over the place. So for me, plunging into mysteries is both something you do for a historical reason, but it can be very unsatisfying at the end. So that's why, and I will say one other thing, which is that at this point 4AM is actually a lot of people. Because the idea of 4AM became stronger than the person of 4AM. So there are people all over who are taken in by 4AM and have given 4AM an amazing reach and power and knowledge for something as simple as a computer that started in 1977. And I'm at a loss to come up with any other example. So I'm accepting this for 4 a.m. I have no right to, but I'm going to because I care and because the person and persons behind it and all of you are very meaningful to me. So I hope 4 a.m. stays with us a very, very long time, and the love is there. That's all. Thank you. All right. So that's very cute.
Oops.
Is that the wrong one? Did you try to surprise me?
Yes.
Yeah,
I knew
okay.
you weren't surprised anyway.
Okay.
We couldn't give an award to 4 a.m. without also recognizing the incredible interlinked efforts of Mr. Jason Scott, and this is actually his Apple II Forever Award that he's holding.
I'll choose not to give. Actually, I would love it for my speech to be given by, the speech from me, to be given by Kevin Savetz. Come on, Kevin, bring it. Nobody in my life has been more joy of bringing more context to me and keeping me grounded than Kevin Savetz. So I want you to do it, man.
I'm doing a terrible job at that, as you can tell. I don't know how long I don't know, first of all, why I'm up here talking for Jason. I could not tell you how long I've known Jason. We met on the internets a million years ago when I was archiving magazines one way and he was archiving computer magazines another way. And I thought, wow, that way that he's doing that is stupid. It's going to get everybody into trouble. It's not as good. And he was right and I was wrong, and now I do it his way. And he is a credit to, I mean, we are all lucky to have him in our community, and he has done massive, wonderful things for the Apple II community and the Atari community and many other communities that we don't even know about, and that the Venn diagrams do not intermesh whatsoever. So thank you, Jason, and thank all you.
Making the Apple II forever even more forever. It's like forever squared. I have one final award to give out tonight, more interlinked to the theme of our conference this year and Mr. Mike Harvey and Nibble Magazine. We have a member of the KansasFest community who typed in every single program from every single Nibble magazine ever made. And those are all now downloadable and runnable, probably on the Internet Archive. And that was an amazing thing to do and an amazing contribution to this community. And this person, of course, has contributed many other things. That's just one example. So I would like to present this to, I'm going to try this, Stavros Karatsoridis. Do you want to make a speech?
Well, I'm speechless.
He's speechless.